What Happened to You, Abby Shole? Part 1. All the signposts were there, like the neon overhang of the Vegas Strip. Still no one sees them if they don't look up. A long, lonesome existence, mocked, turned into the pariah for every local mean girl and talking high school stereotype. Nevertheless, something awful happened to Abby Shole, something twisted in the narrative of either fate or God. The best candidate for a runaway the county police could have ever hoped for. A poster child for anti-bullying ads that never was. Nobody turned up in any of the obvious places. Not a trace of foul play or a teen's reckless abandon, with rivers dredged and closets filled with clothes, pictures still on the walls. Not a neighbor for a witness, to aid in any way. Parents lost to a cause, with their casual, normal lives, their basements free of evidence. The cold world leaking into another, the existence beyond the dreams. Scurrying about in the branches of the pines, hiding from the icy raindrops that fall free from the vibration of her passing, with heavy breath overlapping a heavy heart. Promises still whisper in her head, the long echoes of that out there. The voices intermingle into blubbering nonsense, in words that she cannot fathom a real pronunciation. She can't believe, or at least comprehend, a reason why. Yothtaka, yothasumota, othamonra, rishnuk, rishnuk nano sikara, of rohan ya laraye. Why in all the dreamers, in all existence, would she be the one? Is she the only one? Rahi shanu kothra rale, ikau dehashnorof, sogothak rashnye. Excitement leads her on a quest of discovery, into the dark place beyond the stone walls of the park, out past the fields of farms with their shambles siding and tiny yellow lights. How far had she gone? A single footstep, or 20 miles? Roth ya hihashna, rotho ralea, ha yi shogothorak, sinara raye. In truth, she could not tell. With but a small flickering light of a candle to guide her footsteps, there is not enough illumination to see the world around her. Something brushes her leg. She doesn't jump away, only pushing past the fingers or tiny branches. 16 hours after the initial report. Might as well have been 10,000. Another 4 hours to organize before the uneventful next 24. The first, second, and third rounds of searches turning up negative results, Abby Shole began the spiral into another number added to a cold case statistic. Too far from any major city to just blend in with the homeless. So much video evidence of her entering and leaving her school, even a street camera catching her walking by on her way home. She never made it to her door, or even her street. Clamping tightly to her small pile of books, against the late fall wind in her worn denim jacket, Abby would never come back to her bedroom with a sparse but pristinely kept collection of figurines to the few posters on the creme-colored walls. She would never sing to the music in her ears from the new record player that sits now useless at the side of her bed. She would never cling to the fat, lumpy pillows, crying herself to sleep again. Not another ray of morning light could fall upon her face from between the old yellowing blinds to rise up from her dreaming to face another day. Her stack of dusty books, for all the days it took her to collect each volume, never to be felt beneath her fingertips or devoured by her eyes. Her spot at the dinner table empty, where she had sat in the black light glow of laptops, looking at videos or typing out some homework, often with silly, cat-eared headphones to cut out the surrounding noise. Such a loss, so inconsequential as such, as she felt the weight of exactly that. Could she have been turned? Could she have been brought back around? Could a kind word have really made a difference? 48 hours passed past the initial report. Nothing good came from the time spent losing hope, with all the flash-in-the-pan news reports making it no further than the local stations. Family crying into the cameras. Sorrow that cannot find the next step to mourn or celebrate. Smoke with no mirrors. No more news across any sort of desk to bring the lost souls waiting release. Miles. It must have been miles. Abby thinks, at least, as she is well beyond exhaustion. Her bare feet do not ache, and not a stone or thorn had laid upon her soft skin, her clothes remarkably clean, while also being intact. In such deep woods, the idea seems impossible to her. A swift breeze caresses her sweaty cheek, and just like that, the loving touch of a mother to a babe, she has life again. She has vigor to keep upon her way the words, Rothrale, Isorothrale. The dreaming, conscious voices in chorus call to her. And that, she knows, is where she belongs. She will find her place among those digital voices with their strangely melodic tones, over metallic humming. She will be comforted among them, counted as equal, for she is of the chosen. And she will be again. Out of dreams that were beautifully broken, the pieces in a jumbled mess for her to put back together. Abby Shole, alone in the forest, past the hills and valley walls and the strangeness of evergreen and pitch black, perhaps lost, but finding her way. Her hair strangles her limited vision, tossed around in a sudden, unexpected updraft that tilts her head back. She glances upwards, as shadows slink through the branches overhead. The stars in the open holes of the canopy above are so bright. She can see the green nebula in the all too far reaches of space, rolling slowly on the cosmic tide. She can't stop, however. She can't admire the vision gifted to her. Not now. Though the nebula she takes as a signpost that she is close. To what end she may not afford to know. She smiles wildly. Lifting her arms to her side, the candle blows out, and into the longing darkness Abby Shole disappears.